Well, in the last half an hour or so, the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, has been holding a press conference where he has said that he will appeal to the United Nations to investigate last week's chemical attack in Syria. Let's go straight to our correspondent, Julia Lubova, who has been listening into that press conference. Julia, quite a few strong comments coming out of that press conference from President Putin, including a warning that there are chemical weapon provocations in line to frame the Syrian president Assad. Talk us through exactly what Putin has been saying.
Well, that's right. Vladimir Putin was speaking at a press conference following his talks with Italian President Sergio Mattarella, who's in Moscow to speak to Vladimir Putin. And he was asked a question on Syria. And Vladimir Putin said that what is happening in Syria now reminds him of what was happening in Iraq in 2003 in a situation with chemical weapons there. According to Vladimir Putin, said that situation led to the destruction of the country of Iraq and the creation of Daesh. And Vladimir Putin said that the same is happening now in Syria, and he said that he hopes for a positive trend in the situation, but he did say that apparently Moscow has information about what he called similar provocations but by the US, which are being planned in other regions of Syria. And Vladimir Putin said that Moscow will be asking for an investigation at The Hague, and he said that any decisions must be based on the results of that investigation.
And it's interesting because the US Secretary of State, Tillerson, is just hours away from arriving in Russia. I wonder what these comments mean for that meeting between Putin and Tillerson.
That's right. So Rex Tillerson is indeed on his way. He should be landing in Moscow shortly this afternoon. And of course, it is going to be a very tough conversation. Tillerson is only due to speak with Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov at the moment. We don't know if the Kremlin will actually see Rex Tillerson for talks with Vladimir Putin. That remains to be seen still. But of course, these conversations will be very difficult because, of course, Rex Tillerson had already said that Russia should distance itself from the Syrian government. However, we heard yesterday Interfax quoted the Kremlin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov was saying that Russia will not abandon Bashar al-Assad for a Syria deal with the US. And Peskov also was quoted as saying that the Western leaders' calls for Assad to step down will have no prospects. So certainly Moscow is making its position clear, and indeed that conversation for Rex Tillerson will be quite a difficult one.
Okay, Julia, many thanks for talking us through that.